Hi beloveds, it's Ebony C. Peace, and you're probably feeling overwhelmed and too exhausted to act on your career goals. You've also probably been bombarded with messages that say, when you rest from work, you are lazy. To the contrary, you do not need to be worthy of rest. You do not have to justify taking a break. We need to step out of the mindset that if we don't work, we don't have any value. Your value, your worth is not based on how productive you are. We don't treat air like a treat or a reward, and yet we need it. Air is a requirement for living. I believe rest from work is a requirement for living. We may be able to exist without rest, but it's not a life. Society pressures us to work ourselves to death, to forego vacation, to feel guilt when we do use what little vacation we have. This is why rest takes courage. This is why social activist, artist, and founder of the Nat Ministry, Kiroshi, she says, rest is resistance. I believe that. And I also believe we need to step out of the grind culture, the bare minimum culture, the not even a living wage culture. Who does that culture serve? Does participating in that culture make our world a better place? I don't think so. I don't. What I think is that in my own life, yes, I am productive. Yes, I enjoy my work. Yes, I get deep fulfillment in the results I help my clients achieve. Yes, all of that. And at the same time, I make time for rest and play and peace and joy. I make time to learn and make progress on my short and long-term career and life goals. I feel good working and, doing my thing, but believe you me, I am not working myself to death, and neither should you. I'm not going to die of Kiroshi. Have you heard of that term? It's Japanese, and in English it roughly translates into death from overwork. Working yourself to death, it's not just about running around like a chicken with our head cut off until we collapse. It can also be about slowly suffering, slowly having our confidence and self-esteem chipped away, our spark slowly burning out as we work to pay our bills, feed our children, all while attending school or taking care of other pressing, time-consuming matters in our lives. Working ourselves to death can be a fast fall or a slow suffering experience. Neither is a good option. Instead, consider that rest from work is essential and healthy and not something you should have to explain, negotiate, or beg for. I'm talking about rest from work for two reasons. One, because not only is it healthy for your mind, body, and spirit, but for this second reason, it's healthy for your career goals too. Let me ask you a question, okay? Are you so busy that you can't put your career and salary goals as a priority? If this is you, I'm sorry to say, but you are right where our grind culture wants you to be. Our culture of overwork has locked you into a system where you are so preoccupied with your day-to-day survival, you feel trapped. You feel too trapped to work on your own career strategy that could actually set you free. I'm telling you. And the key word here is feel. You may feel trapped, but you're not. The truth is you determine your priorities and how you spend your time. You decide what's most important. You decide if you're going to follow your circumstances, and let them dictate to you what you have time for and what's important. Or are you going to decide that you're going to be in charge of yourself? Or are you going to let society just run all over you and leave you without breath, and without bandwidth? If you're too overwhelmed being a parent, attending school, or working, and many of you are doing all of this and more, you are right where our grind culture wants you to be. If you can't lift your head up from the chaos to spend any time investing in yourself to break out, you are right where our capitalistic, overwork grind culture wants you to be. On a final note, do you think making a job change or increasing your income is something best focused on, later when you have more time, I can tell you right now that chances are something else will come up later. When later comes, you think you'll have more time, something will come up. There is never a perfect time to do something worthwhile. The perfect time will never come because it's always someday later. And last time I checked, later was never promised. We hear people say, each day is a blessing, and that's because tomorrow isn't promised. It's just not. And the opportunities of today may not be here tomorrow. You may not be here tomorrow. Instead of waiting for the perfect time, which likely will never be, just take imperfect action now. If you wait 6 months, you'll probably be busier than you are now. I know that because that's the case for me a lot of the times, and I work with many people, and that's often the case for them. They don't get less busy, they get more busy. So the perfect time is a myth. Kicking the can down the road serves no one except our grind culture. Not acting on moving forward with your career goals serves no one except everyone else who wants you to work yourself to death for them while you forsake yourself. The sooner you decide to focus on your purposeful career and what your career calling is, the sooner you can be more free and less busy, more energized and less exhausted. I want you to be more financially confident. You can have more joy in your work and in your life. I want that for you. Do you want that for you? I have just 2 spots left to join my Career Calling Path program before the financing fee kicks back in. And when that kicks in, there's this finance fee for those who want to pay over 6 months instead of up front. And that's going to increase the price by $200. So go ahead and act on this. Include me in your action plan, and let's achieve your career goals together. If you want details on this offer, just comment below or send me a private message. Take action, beloveds, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.